Morning, Flosstube. Welcome back. My name is Stuart. My channel is Stuart's and Stitches. And today is Sunday, the 3rd of November. November already. I don't know where this year's gone. However, there we are. As I say, welcome back to my subscribers who have joined me on this journey. It's lovely to be with you again. To any new people who have stumbled across the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and have a think about liking, subscribing, and then you'll get notified when I post again. It's been a couple of weeks since I last posted. I seem to be falling into a rhythm of a fortnight, and Sunday mornings seem to be good. So we'll see how that pans out. So 2 weeks worth of stitching and stitching related activities to report on, so we'll see how it goes today. First off, I'll do what I forgot to do last time. I was going to do some shoutouts. The shoutouts never happened, although I did mention the people I wanted to talk about in the drop down box, but I'll do it properly this time. So, it's all Scottish stitchers. Brilliant. We seem to be having a resurgence in Scotland of some stitchers who are doing Flosstube. More power to our elbow. First off, we've got Tammy Spruce. She has just started up again and released her first Flosstube on Friday, I think it was. I know Tammy. We have met a few times at the retreats and other occasions. She's a lovely lady. And she does a variety of stitching. She finished Pandemic recently and has just shown that as a fully finished object. Well worth seeing. It's gorgeous. I've seen it in reality, not fully finished yet. I'm hoping I might see that in a couple of weeks' time at the retreat. I'll link her channel below. The next lady, she's going to kill me the next time she sees me now. Her channel is called A Wee Scot in Yorkshire. The name could not be more accurate. Talking about no one other than Ali, who exiled herself down to Yorkshire, and we miss her dreadfully up here. Hopefully she'll come back up and see us soon. But she has started her own channel, and I would encourage you to go and give her a look. The next person is no less than our Donna. Donna, the lady who started up the Scottish Stitching Retreat here in Scotland way back in 2018 and has been running it since then. It has gone from strength to strength. Donna stepped back from Flosstube for a wee while, but she's roared back in again with a great first video 2 or 3 weeks ago. So pop along and have a look. Donna stitches much the same stuff as I do, mixture of fancy ladies, full coverage, and whatever else might come along. We both finished Cinderella recently, and so they'll both be getting displayed next to each other at the Scottish Stitching Retreat in 2 weeks' time. It'll be interesting just to see the differences, because we both chose different fabric. Donna did her skin 1/1, I did mine 2/2. So it'll be just interesting just to have a look at them and see how they compare to each other. I have seen it and it's lovely, so I'm looking forward to that. And my last but by no means least is Maureen over in Ayr, Stitchy Mac here on Flosstube. Great fun to watch, lovely lady again, and all these people I'll be seeing very shortly. I'll link them all below, and again I encourage you, go along, have a look, and I'm sure you'll enjoy their content, so please give them a like and a subscribe. So, I've actually done it this time. I've done the shoutouts. I remembered. I had it written down in front of me, and I looked and I saw it, and then I looked on and moved on. Such is life. Anyway, questions and answers next, I think. I've got a few questions, so let's have a look. So, Beth Browning has asked who runs the retreat I'm going to. Well, I've just answered that. It's Donna. On Facebook, you'll find her as under the Scottish Stitching Retreat. If you request to join there, that will give you all the details. Who do we have next? Stitching Medievalist, who's asked if I ever thought about doing a stitch with me. I have thought about it. Not sure if I'm going to or not yet. I don't have the setup for that. I don't have anything that could record overhead as I sit and stitch, and I'm not quite sure what I would talk about for a stitch with me. I don't have that gift of the gab to keep blethering for I don't know, 20-40 minutes or so. However, some people might disagree who know me, but we'll see. What else have we got? House Museum Stitcher. What did she ask? She was asking what tips or tricks do you have for someone who has never done a full coverage before? Dive in. Full coverage is the easiest stitching you can ever get. There's no back stitch. It's just one X after another. Once you've bought your chart and you've admired what the finished result's going to be, forget that finished result. Chunk it down. It's like eating an elephant, one bite at a time. Just take it down to a page at a time. Forget the rest of it. Just enjoy that journey of putting the X's on the fabric. Organise your floss. Decide how you want to do it. There's more ways. There's many a way to skin a cat. So you might like parking. You might like cross country. There's no right or wrong way. Just explore, try it out, see which way works for you. It took a few years for me to settle into which way works best for me. And I still chop and change depending on the mutation, but preferably I tend to like parking. I like getting that completed square or diagonal, and because my tension is reasonably loose, I'm not running in danger of having lines in my fabric. But that's the advice I would give. And then Vicky Splees has asked me when did I start stitching. That would be way back in the 90s, which I still think was only about 10 years ago. And when I actually do the sums and discover it's 30 years ago, I'm absolutely horrified. But I can't believe how time marches on, but there we are. So that's the questions and answers done. So let's have a look at what I've been working on over the past couple of weeks. So the whips, the works in progress. First off, we have Smug. This is a stitch along, which if you've been following me on here for a wee while now, you'll know I've been following this and keeping up to date with it. So Clue 9 came out last week, and I got that. So that was quite a small clue. We're on to the bottom of the piece now. We've got 3 more clues to go, and let's have a look and see what we got. So we finished off this crab. And we're doing this, what's going to be a Viking boat, from what Deborah said in our last release of this. So just coming down in a wee circle here, and then we'll go along. I think parts 9 and 10, or sorry, 10 and 11, which will be along here, will be quite big, just to fill in this area, and then we'll have part 12, the final part just before Christmas, will come in round about here. So we're getting there. That's more than halfway now. In fact, 9, that's 3/4, 75% done. Smaug himself up top, wreaking havoc. I've loved stitching this so far, it's been great fun. I'm using the Dinky Dyes silk pack for this, and we're stitching this in a piece of fabric from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie called Tropical, and it's a 32 count Jobelin, if the tag is to be believed. So there's that one. So we'll put that down and move on to the next. The next piece we have to show is 'Tis the Season to be Spooky by Doreen Jones. This is a stitch along that Amanda, Alba Stitcher, asked me if I would like to join in with her, so I said yes. So I put a bit. I'd started at the 1st of October and did quite a bit of it then set it to the side and did some other stitching. But I decided I wanted to pick it up again. What's that? Oh, it's just some threads that hang. I'm looking thinking, what's that up there? So I picked it up and did some more on it. The finished result will look something like that. We have agreed that we're going to aim to finish this by next October. Let's see how that works out. I've said it on here, so let's see how we get on. And here's where I am. So, let's see. Oh yes, that's coming in nicely. I'll just put my nose over the top. Right, you can hopefully still hear me now. So I finished the house. Loved that. I loved the oranges in the house. Oh, that was great fun doing that. Got the wee ghosties in. And I've done a tree down here with a bat landing on it. Well, I think it's a bat. And as I was stitching this, I was listening to a book on Audible by Stuart McBride, all about murders and graveyards. And I thought I couldn't have done better, made a better choice if I tried for when I was stitching this. In fact, it wasn't Audible, it was from the library on Libby. I was listening to it. This is a piece of 28 count something. This is even weave. I think it's from Megan Coffee Crafts, if I recall correctly. Right, so there we are. I've just realised I forgot to bring a piece in that I want to show you that I was stitching on as well. So I'm going to do something I've never done before in this. I'm going to pause. Fingers crossed we can pick up again. Hold your breath. And we're back and the counter is still running, so maybe that worked. So, what was I getting? Well, might you ask. I was doing some full coverage, which if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know what I've been up to. I should have said at the beginning there, if you do want to follow me on Instagram, please feel free. The details will be in the drop down box below. My username on there is the same as the channel name, Stuarts and Stitches. Just blethering while I open the bag. Right, let's see what we've got. Oh, I even printed off this picture. I don't know how well that's going to show up. Oh, it's not bad. There we go. This is Haunted something. I can't remember if it's house or mansion. House. Haunted house. There we go. I'm down in this corner here. And I've been stitching this on the diagonal and parking. And if you don't like hanging threads, this is going to, well, this might make you twitch a little bit, but not as much as the next one I'm going to show you. I thought, oh, I was really into parking in those days. So, however, this one's not that bad. Let me see it. My threads are dying. Hang on a second. Right, they're hung. So, let's see. On this bedspread, where did we start? Look at the size of that. Ridiculous. Why did I do this? Madness. Right, let's get this folded up into something that actually I can show you. There we go. Right. So this has been stitched on a piece of 28 count, easy count, gridded fabric. Love gridded fabric for my full coverages, makes life so much easier. There we go. So, you can see what I've been up to. And the light keeps going in and out. Let's come back a wee bit. Ah, well, it's not bad. You can see the oranges there coming in. I enjoyed this. It was lovely. I liked all the oranges and browns here, these very autumnal colours. Got a wee start where the tombstone is. That'll be coming in the next diagonal. On my diagonals, when I'm doing it on gridded, I tend to stitch in 20s, 20 by 10. So 20 that way, 10 that way, and then just work up and just park across the direction I'm going. So the power threads in this one aren't too bad so far. Let's see if my tablet will tell me how far we got. If I can wake it up. Oh, pattern keeper, where are you? You think I'd be organised? Here we are, Haunted House. So, we have reached 4,371 stitches out of 520625, which gives a total of 0.84%. There we go. Now I'll keep this tablet to hand for the next chart, because I'll do the other full coverage that I've been working on. Just let me fold this up and stuff it back in its organza bag. This fabric came from Abby at Cross and Crafts, and all my stuff comes in these lovely organza bags, very handy just for keeping things in. He says as he tries to get it back in. There we go. Small things into tight spaces. No sniggers in the back rows, please. Right, I'll tidy the rest of that up later. I can sit there. So the other full coverage I worked on, and I haven't worked on this for a long time, but Carl was putting up pictures in this room, and he stumbled across some cross stitch sitting on the floor, so he's picked it up and muttering, "What's this? Why is this on the floor? Why is it in my way?" And I thought, oh, I haven't stitched on that for a long time. So what is it, you ask yourself? What's he talking about? We are talking about view the mock-up. Oh, there we go. This is Santa's Workshop by Thomas Kincaid, charted by Michelle at Heaven and Earth Designs. And as always, the Mickey Mouse lights are there, but you get the idea, I think. There's Santa in his chair in front of a roaring fire, Christmas tree and night sky outside. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I started this before I knew what gridded fabric was. No, I don't think I'd actually encountered the concept. And I was still parking on the diagonal. However, on this, I'm only doing my diagonals as in a width of 10. I wasn't prepared to start counting out over 20 because that way danger lies. So I've done, it feels like a carpet. It's like a rug. It's brilliant. I'm doing this on 32 count. I must have been mad when I decided what I was stitching this on. But it's coming up nicely. I'm doing it 2/1 10th stitch, half stitch, call it what you will. I'm working the theory because it's full coverage. It's whatever way I'm going along the chart will be whatever the stitch is. It all looks the same in the front. It's only the back that tells you whether it's half stitch or 10th stitch or whatever. Right, let's get these hanging threads out the way. Wait till you see this. Right, so there's where we are. Let's bring it back. So you can start, there's a wee bit of the logs of the fire, and there's a carpet coming in with a glow on it. There's a teddy bear. Can you see Teddy in that wee glass ball? And there's a wheen of part threads. It looks messy, but it's actually really logical. They're all marked off in Pattern Keeper. So I say it's on 32 count, 2/1 10th stitch. It's thick now, it's lovely. It really does feel like a tapestry. And on this, I have done 20,598 stitches out of 375,000, giving a percentage of 5.49% complete, which isn't bad. But it's still not even halfway over the fabric yet. However, there we go. It's looking good. I'm really pleased how that's turning out. I started that piece, I really want to confess this, in 2018. And we'll say no more than that. What else have I worked on? Oh yes, I started on Friday Kristen at Stitching Book Club's new stitch along called Dracula. This seems to be the year of stitch alongs for me. I don't normally join in so much, but I've done I'm doing Smug. I did the Monster House one from Satsuma Street, and I'm now on to the Dracula one from Stitching Book Club. I've no picture to show you because it's a mystery one. Part 1 has come out. It started a week past on Saturday there, from our Etsy store. And it's on my Lowry just now, so let me just take it off and show you. So, here's where I am. So we're doing the border. That's as far down as it goes just now from the chart. I've got some finish. What's there will match over here. Then there's some hanging things coming down underneath that. Some bats and a coffin, which I presume at some point will contain or make some reference to the man himself. It does seem to be the season for spooky stitching for me. So there we are. This is being stitched on, he says, looking for the wee card he had that is now hidden under everything. I've just dropped onto it. Hand-dyed fabric from Sparklies. It's a 28 count linen. And it's no name, it's just a fabric of the month from May/June this year. But it works really well. It's a nice mottled grey sort of thing. So there's that. I think that's all the whips I've worked on over the past couple of weeks. That looks about right. I don't think there's any other surprises. No, that's good. So in this section I normally show you something that I've not that I've fully finished, something that I've finished some time ago. So this week we have a Mirabilia. This is finished. This will be on a 28 count piece of fabric, which I think would have come from Stephanie, hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie. It's a while ago since I finished this. And this is Gypsy Queen. She was great fun, I loved her. And here we are, there she is in all her glory. She's a big girl. Oh, anyway, I can get her just in the camera there. So this is stitched with all the called for everything's DMC, Karen water lilies, beads, oh maybe a wee bit more beads. There's some craning going on there in the lantern, and up in her hair and her crown. And she's lovely. How did I do the skin? Oh yeah, sensible. I did the skin 2/2, so that was alright. Bring it in a wee bit, you can see some of the more details in the beading. The lantern hanging off her wrist there. That dress that went on forever and ever, and that hanging lantern was beautiful. I really like that. And I love the ropes of beads that are hanging around her and on her throne, with the shades of garden verses in there, with that pedestal that she's sitting on. And the actual pose, I think, reminds me more of one of her recent ones that she's released, the Cathay from Wuthering Heights. I can't remember what it's called now, but that's what it I think that's the vibe it gives. So that was finished quite a few years ago, not framed yet. But then, there is that. Not sure what I'm going to do with framing of that yet. I'm still thinking what I want to do with Monster House. I'm thinking of making a hanging with Monster House. So I can sew some fabric around the side, put a bit of wadding in it, a backing on it, pull it through, and then just hang it somewhere. We shall see. If I do that, I'll share the details with you and let you see it. Right, where are we off to next? How far in are we? 20 minutes. That's not bad. Right, bags. So we're doing bags that I have made recently, and then the bags from the cupboard. The mystery, the cupboard of doom. And somebody noticed I'd changed the name of that to the cupboard of doom. I've reorganised it slightly. I went and bought 3 big tubs from Asda, kind of shallow and long, and I've filled them up with all the bags. So instead of they were all in there higgledy-piggledy, but now they're still higgledy-piggledy, but they're in tubs and a bit more easy to get my hands on and go exploring. So first off though, bags I've been making recently. Let's have a wee look, see what I've been up to. So these, again, I'm going to mention this Scottish stitching. The tree I was sick fed up of hearing about this. You'll be glad when I've gone and I stopped talking about it. It's 2 weeks' time, and most of the bags I'm making just now are for that. Though some people who have been watching my channel have been kind enough to get in touch with me and ask me to make some bags for them, which I've done, and they seem to have been gratefully received. People seem pleased with what I'm up to. So thank to those who have asked and been in touch with me. Thank you very much for your interest, and for those who have bought bags from me. I'm very grateful for that. So, without further ado, these are full fabric bags that I've been making recently. So no lace, no funny stuff. I'm going to do a couple more vinyl ones this week. I'm waiting for some more calico for the lining to come in, so I'm going to do some vinyl bags, because I've got plenty of vinyl there that I can do things with. So there's this lovely rainbow coloured bag, nice and bright, cheerful, with a zip that is reasonably straight, and the zip works, which is always a bonus. I love this one. This is quite fun. Little gnomes or gonks, depending where in the world you live, with sewing paraphernalia. And there's the back of it. And then a friend of mine asked me to make a couple of bags for her for a project she's kitting up just now. So there's a big one and a small one. This is the big one. I love that fabric. That was really fun. Looking at the underwater mushrooms or anemones or whatever you want to call them. And there's the back. More of the same. And then it's got a wee brother. So I think it's going to be for a full coverage. I think she's going to put threads in one, fabric in the other. So there's that. So that's just a sample of what I've been making over the past couple of weeks. The sewing machine has been whirring away. Not too much unpicking, so that's always good. Anyway, bags. So my bags this week for what's come out the cupboard, the bags themselves are maybe a wee bit boring than usual, but I think these are from when I was teaching myself to make bags off Elizabeth Ann's video, so I wasn't using any great fancy fabrics till I got the hang of what I was doing. So I had some old fabric lurking around. This is William Morris fabric. There's the back and the front. I love William Morris designs. So there's that. Now in here we have a piece of fabric. We have a hoop of lots of threads. Oh, just let me run my fingers through these. My Sunday morning cheap thrill. Yeah, that's better. So it's a very muted colour palette in this. These are Annie's Keepers, by the way, if you're interested. I liked Annie's Keepers, but in the UK they are rather pricey. You can get them at Lakeside, but they are quite expensive. But there's good, solid, sturdy thread drops, if you're into that kind of thing. And I am. I like thread drops. And this, I even have a card. I was organised with this bag. I even have a card telling me what's on it and when I started. So this is Appointment with the Maker. This is Gothic Alchemy from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's retired now. It says you can't get it any longer there. The artist herself is now Sarah at Pain Free Crafts charts her work. So this one isn't there yet, I don't think, but she has other pieces by her. Appointment with the Maker, there we go. View the mock-up. So this gives off shades of, I've set it off to not rotate, so that's alright. This is giving off vibes of Jack the Ripper, Victorian London, and there we go. Ah yes, that's it. So as you can see, the mysterious man in the cape walking into the mists. And I'm nowhere near the mysterious man in the cape. I'm still down at the bottom somewhere. Last time I worked in this, I was in my cross-country phase. As you will see. Before I found the card in the bag, and I hauled it out this morning, I was looking at it thinking, what was this? And then I found the card, and it all became clear. See, trying to wrangle these bits of fabric into something that you can actually show. Right, folded. So, here we are. It's a very dark colour in the beacon. Now see a bit of the paving stones coming in over here that he's walking on. This is the bottom left, bottom left corner. Yep, bottom left corner. As usual, where I always start. As I said, there's not much to see on it yet, but it is very ambitious. I love seeing these paving stones or steps beginning to come in. And on this, statistic-wise, for those of you who like numbers, I have done 11,718 stitches out of 589,550, giving a percentage complete of 1.99%. You think I could have done a few more stitches to get to 2%, wouldn't you? However, there we are. So next time this gets picked up, and I have no idea when yet, I'll probably diagonalise it in park. But there, that's where we are on that one. So it was nice to see this again. I hadn't quite forgotten I had it, but and I knew it was somewhere. I now know where that somewhere is. That's one of the good things of hunting out all these bags and sharing the content with you. So there was that one. Right. Now then, the content of this one. The clues in the bag, actually. There we go. Any Lord of the Rings fans, Tolkien fans out there. And then we have, and there, that is a huge clue as to what's in the bag, or one of the things that's in this bag. So, let's see what we've got. Oh, it's even in its Q-snap. Fancy that. It's tidy-ish. Oh, I was parking this. This is when I was trying out Royal Rose. I can tell by the bobbins. Right. So this is on a piece of 28 count gridded fabric. This is the map of Middle Earth, retired from Heaven and Earth Designs. Much sought after. The only reason I got it is Michelle released it very briefly as a freebie at one point. It's not the super size. I'd love to get a copy of the large one of this. However, not available. So I'll just make do with this one. So the bobbins are there just to kind of hold my part threads tidy. This is. I'll just hold that up there, and there's where we are. You can see we're in the as usual, the bottom left-hand corner. The lettering is beginning to come in, and actually the lettering is very good in this. I'm very pleased how it's turning out. There we are. I'm seeing that backwards. Maybe you'll be seeing it the right way around. Fingers crossed. So that one, let's see if I can find that in pattern keeper. Do you know one thing in pattern keeping I would love? Well, there are two things, but one would be a way of organising your charts alphabetically by name, or by organising them alphabetically in some way or other. It would make life so much easier trying to find things. Let's have a look at the mock-up first so you can see what we're aiming for. So it's just the map of Middle Earth, and I'm down as usual in that bottom left-hand corner. Not many of my full coverages have made it out of that area yet. Maybe next year when I start sorting out and doing my full coverages a bit more, we might see some of them venturing further over and up. And stat-wise, numeric-wise, we are at a poor showing on this one. 3,760 out of 151,650, which is 2.48%. I think this must be one of the smallest, or the smaller Heaven and Earth design charts I have in the go just now. So that lives in the bag, but there's more. There is more. This is a bag with something else. Which, let me just put this back in the bag. Throwing things around everywhere here. Something else just sailed past my nose there. Right. What's this? This is something that's not even started yet. Oh, this is Tilton Crafts. That's the fabric. This is for one to rule them all. I wonder if I've got that. I don't have the picture here of it. This is just the thread kit. However, I might have it in my pattern keeper. Just let me scroll down. Talk among yourself for a minute or two. I'm going to put you in pause again actually now that I know this works, he says. Let me see if I can find the chart. And success, I found it. There it is. That's waiting to be started. Isn't it glorious? Look at the cut, look at the shine that comes off from the design. So this is charted by Shelley at Tilton Crafts. I have seen this completed in real life. One of the ladies who comes to our stitching retreat, she completed this a few years ago, which sent me scurrying off to go and get the chart and get it kitted up. So that's a new start line getting lined up. Who did this for me? I think it was Barb at Thread Geeks who kitted this for me, if I recall correctly. It's all nicely wound onto cards, like that. So that's the other thing that was in that bag. So that's the two bags. I only brought out two this week, so I had a suspicion that one of them had a couple of things in it. Save the rest for the next time. There are more, still more. And once I'm finished in the cupboard, there's then the shelves in the sewing room. They're not quite so mysterious because it's transparent plastic folders that are generally in use there. Oh, there's still some bags, but it'll be nice just to go through them because there'll be whips in there, and there'll also be stuff that's not started yet which might inspire me to start them. We shall see. Just turning to get my list that sailed past my nose. Right, haul. We have haul next. We have some haul to set to the side of me. Pinch the space in Carl's desk. He's still in bed sleeping, so you'll never know. So, got a couple of charts from Arts and Designs, my favourite supplier. supplier of choice. So, you may remember from my first or second video, I was collecting a series of charts by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitching, the Wisteria Lane series. So charts 8 and 9 came out, which is the last two charts, came out recently at the online market thing that took place in about August or September. So I was waiting for Arts and Designs to get it in stock, and they did. So I now have the complete set of charts, and they're all kitted up. So the first one I have is, this is number 8. It is called Potting House. So there we are. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. So I've got all the fancy threads for this, which is a mixture of Weeks, Dye Works, Classic Colour Works, and Gentle Arts. So there's that one. There is another, number 9. Just let me get this back in the sleeve. If I don't put these back in the sleeve now, there's going to be absolute chaos when I finish. I really don't want that. So the last one is called Garden House. So there it is. This is a lovely series. I'm really looking forward to starting these. It's just a lot of little pillows, which is really nice. Oh, that's how I'm going to do them anyways. Probably as just separate pillows. There is on her own website, she does have a frame for them that you can stitch and then just place them within the frame, which is another way of doing it. So there's that. So that's the charts I bought. There's not much haul to show. No, I'll be very good. I have 3 pieces of fabric from Fabric of the Month clubs that I'm in. So the first, this came in the other day. This is from West Green Loft Yarn. And this one is a 32 count fat quarter of linen. It's called Pemberley. It's a kind of nice grey-green sort of colour, I think. Might be best to describe it. The light today is not that great, so the colours are not showing up all that brilliantly, but there we go. Some gentle mottling on it, nothing too drastic or severe. So there we are. So her fabric is really nice. West Green Loft Yarns, I do like it. Back in there. Since we don't have an anonymous put my tongue in, an anonymous piece of fabric. This feels like a Sparkleys possibly, or is it Crafty Kate? There's my card. This is a Sparkleys one. This is the fabric of the month for September, October. Again, it's 28 count linen, fat quarter, and it's a nice kind of neutral sort of piece. I'm assuming you can see it because I'm looking through it and not seeing very much. There we go. So that'll go into the stash until I find someone to stitch on that. I used to be in a couple of Fabric a Month clubs a few years ago, and then I stocked had too much fabric. And now, here we are again, number 3. And this one is from Crafty Kate. It's a kind of purpley colour, this one, I think. And this will be a linen as well. It is. This is another 28 count fat quarter. This is the September Fabric of the Month. There we go. I'm not opening out fully, but it is a fat quarter. I was getting confused. I'd lost track of where I was in my fabrics. And this came in, it said September, and I thought, oh. So this came in October. I thought, oh, September. What's going on here? So she's very good when you ask, if you drop her a note and ask her a question, she gets back very quickly. She had explained this before on the, I think it was on Facebook or through email, and I'd completely forgotten. But I think she was on supply problems with Zweigart getting fabric in, so, and she's been at a couple of retreats as well, having a stall. So she was a bit behind in getting the fabrics dyed through no fault of her own. But that's fine. And I've got the October piece to look forward to coming out, and I think I must be due to pay for November's coming up soon. She normally sends out an advice beforehand showing you what she's going to be doing for the month. You can decide whether or not you want it, and then she'll send out the invoices and you pay. It works well. So that's the haul. So just some fabrics and a couple of nice wee charts. The other bit of haul was Stitching Book Club Dracula, but we've talked about that. Plans. So, continue stitching on Smug. Part 10 will be coming out this Thursday probably. Continue stitching on Dracula to see if I can get that part finished, part 1. I think there's only 3 parts for this. And Kristen's very good because she also does a kind of discussion on the book. She chunks the book up into 3 sections. You can take part in it as much as you like or as little as you like. She has a wee discussion in their Facebook group around the book and some questions for people to chime in their responses on. It's really good. If you've not read the book before, it's a good intro to getting into it. And if you have read it, it's nice to revisit. I'm also going to start thinking about I spoke a couple of videos ago about spinning the wheel for my full coverage pieces for next year. A few of you came back said you thought that was a good idea, and so did I. So I found an app, so I'll get that onto my tablet. I was going to put it on my phone, but then I thought, no, I recorded my phone, so if I'm doing the spinning when I'm recording my video, you'll never see it. So we'll do that, and I'll get the app onto my tablet, and I'll start filling in all my full coverages into that. That will be an eye-opener when I actually get all my full coverages onto that. That might be scary. I realise how many full coverages I've got, but it's one way of getting them done, or getting more work on them. Other plans, I don't know, it'll be whatever takes my fancy over the next 2 or 3 weeks. There will be a new start at the retreat in 2 weeks' time. I'm going to be doing Cardinal Kin. If you watch Tammy, you'll see her mention it. It's a chart that came out from Plum Street Samplers. I think I showed you my one of it and my fabric and threads way back at my first or second video. So I'll be taking that along and starting that, which I'm looking forward to. I'm probably going to do there's 2 versions of it. There's a brighter one and a more muted one. I'm probably going to do both, I think. And we'll see. I have the threads for both, so we'll see how that works out. My next video will probably be in 3 weeks' time, because as I say, in 2 weeks' time I'm through in Cumbernauld for the retreat. So I will be recording then. I'll probably come back sharing a lot of news from the retreat and how much I've enjoyed it. I always do. So there's that to look forward to for me. And then the following week I'll do a video again, just an update on where we are. To all those of you who comment on my videos, thank you so much for taking the time to comment. There's so many comments, it's great, I love reading them. Last time I asked you to let me know what you were stitching. That was amazing. There's such a variety of projects being stitched. Some of them have me scurrying off to the internet to go and look and see, oh, that sounds interesting, what is it? So I've looked, there's a few things on my wish list there, various places just to think about in the future. I would really enjoy that. So again, if you feel you want to share, please drop a note in the comments below. Let me know what you think and what you've been stitching on if you've been stitching while watching. I look forward to reading all of those. The other thing I'm thinking about at the moment is the Haid Stitch Along for 2025. So the details of that were slowly drip fed to us over the last couple of weeks, hints of what the charts might be, and then the big reveal came on Friday the 1st of November. So I'm looking at that, I'm thinking I'm sorely tempted. I didn't do last year's one, but I watched Jen, the Cafe de Craft, and Alara. They were stitching theirs, and I thought, I wish I'd done that last year. So thinking about it this year, the charts are a bit bigger. There's 2 or 3 I have my eye on. There's a nice steampunk one, which is very much my kind of vibe of stitching. It's a very square piece with a golden circle in the middle, spokes coming out, and it looks fun. There's a lovely bright colourful one by Lars Stewart, Amy's husband, Drinks on the Beach. The whole sentiment appeals to me. Drinks on the Beach is always a good thing. And there's another couple that I'm looking at as well out of the 12 to choose from. So two decisions to make. 1, am I going to do it? And 2, which chart am I going to stitch for it? We shall see. I would be desperate to get at least 6 pages complete, because then you get all the charts as a prize for that. And if you complete the full piece, you get a free chart. So not as good an offering as last year, I don't think, from the reward side, and it's also slightly more expensive at $15 instead of $10. But the charts are a bit bigger, so there's more stitching to do, and I think there's maybe more choice of charts, and they're not all crops from the same piece. I think there's quite a few crops from Merry Mushroom Village or something like that last year. So it swings and roundabouts. We shall see what we shall see. I've got till December the 13th to make my mind up on that, so that's good. And I'm also having a look at Betsy's sale at Cross Stitch Studio, Patterns by the Cross Stitch Studio. If you're into full coverage, I would thoroughly recommend Betsy's charts to you. Well worth looking at. Her charting is excellent, and she will chart the colours that are needed to bring out the chart to its fullest potential. So if it needs 230 colours, that's what she'll do. If it needs 100, that's what she'll do. And the other thing that'll be coming, I think, I'm due a voucher from Sarah at Pain Free Crafts. I'm in her Crystal Club. So send money off to her every month, and every 6 months she sends you back a voucher with a wee bit more on it, and you can then put that towards a full coverage kit. Like I need another full coverage kit, really, seriously. But I will be buying one, and I'll share details of that when I've made my decision. The voucher should be coming through, I think, this week probably, so we'll be having a wee scout through her website. I think that's everything I want to talk about today. We have reached 46 minutes. That seems to be the average for me. So I think I'll just bid you farewell, wish you a happy 3 weeks of stitching, and I look forward to spending some time with you again in 3 weeks' time. Thanks everyone. Bye.